Welcome back to Buzz on Business, the first ever dual episode of Buzz on Business, and we'll tell you more about that in a second. I am Brian Lepelak. I'm with Brian Media Strategies, and so glad to host this program with Nelson Schorr, and we're excited to have you back for the second episode of Buzz on Business. We talked a lot in the first episode, and folks, you should go back and take a look if you missed it, about all the extreme sports and things that are going on over at the Courthouse and your new businesses, and we'll talk about those in a little bit again. But let's talk about the basketball side. So Nelson, you own many businesses. You own Swish 65, Extreme Ninja Warrior, NEO, Extreme Games, Hoop Guru, Lumberjacks Alley. Let's talk about basketball. Hoop Guru, tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so like I said earlier in the previous episode, I was a head basketball coach in college, decided to get out, kind of start my own things, wanted to be my own boss. So I started Hoop Guru Basketball Academy, which is like leagues for kids, tournaments, our AAU club, things of that nature. We have 4 basketball courts in the facility, so it's one of the biggest privately owned basketball places in the whole county.
Okay.
So we do lots of stuff for kids. We do a little bit of training in the summer camps that's coming up, but most of it's leagues, tournaments, AAU, some court rentals. So we have volleyball as well. So if people want to come in and rent some court space, they can still do that as well.
Okay. So how does AAU work, and how does the program work at Hoops Guru? If I'm a parent of a youngster and I want them to get involved in basketball, what's the process? Do I form my own team? Do I come to you? How does that all work?
So typically you'll just come to us, you call us, and then we have tryouts for our AAU side of things. Okay. So currently we have about 28 teams.
You have 28 teams in your organization?
Yep, and they compete in local tournaments around the area in March, April, and May. We're in that right now. We host a couple of our own tournaments. And then in the summertime, we have our own 5-on-5 in-house league of about 250, 300 kids. We form the home teams. They play against each other in-house. And then we do a 3-on-3 late summer, which is unique to the area. And then we start back up in the fall with our 5-on-5 in-house leagues that go right through back to our AAU side of things. So it gives them a chance to work in a less competitive setting, and then it builds them up into the AAU, which is a more competitive setting.
Okay. And in that competitive setting, do other teams come to you to play, or do you go to other locations to play? How does that work?
Yep. So there's a lot of different tournaments around the area any given weekend in March, April, and May for the most part. So we host a couple at the Courthouse. There's a lot of business at the Courthouse that comes in and rents time from us, and then we'll go to different tournaments throughout the area within about an hour worth of a drive.
Okay. And so where does 365, Swish 365, your t-shirt, where does that fall into this?
So technology and basketball kind of came together about 4 or 5 years ago, where we thought we could create a super tech side with a lot of the ability to keep track of their stats and progress throughout the year. So we liken it to like batting cages for basketball. So each one of our shooting zones has a specialized Dr. Dish shooting machine inside of it with a 70-inch TV above each basket. So every time you shoot a ball, it'll pass it back out to you wherever you want to go. They're touchscreen programmable machines, and you get 400 to 500 shots in a half hour, which is a lot of efficient use of your time.
Okay.
And then we have a dribbling simulator, which is like Guitar Hero, where balls drop on the screen and you got to dribble where the balls are, and it gives you a score at the end of it. And then we do a lot of small group and individual work to work on their fundamentals and things of that nature.
So do people come in and do their own thing, or do you have trainers that help them get better?
Yep, so typically it's a membership-based model. They come in and work on the machine, they sign up on our app, and then they come in and they're guaranteed that space. And then if they want some extra work, they can reach out to one of our trainers to do a little extra work on the side, or our memberships include the small group classes that the kids can take advantage of. And we have some of the best trainers in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, so I'm interested. So your history is helping young people grow in sports and things of that sort, and you're starting your own businesses. What makes you tick? What makes you want to do these things for young people? What's the purpose behind what you're doing?
Sometimes a little crazy world at times, and the kids need some outlets and activities and a fun, safe place to go and enjoy being a kid sometimes. There's a lot of pressure on them, and if we can give them a chance to have some fun, meet some new kids that they might not normally meet, and learn something or do an activity they've never tried before with some of the previous businesses that we talked about, I think that's what the community needs.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of the community, you haven't been here that long, but
no.
How long have you been in part of this?
So we've been in Brunswick about a year and a half now. A year and a half. So we renovated the building. We found a really good space right over on Carpenter Road that could house everything we have, which is it's a 50,000 square foot facility. Another shameless plug, there's going to be a brewery put in there called
you're putting a brewery? That's for kids too?
Yeah, no, not for kids.
Okay.
Not for kids.
Want to make sure.
But it gives a chance for the adults to hang out while the kids are doing something.
Oh, wonderful.
They can go over and throw some axes, have some fun, or go enjoy stuff with their kids. They can watch their kids play basketball. They can jump into the Extreme Ninja Warrior or any Extreme Games and have some fun with them.
Tremendous. And so how are people finding out about it? Is it growing? Are people coming? How does that work?
Yep. So, I mean, we have 5 different websites for 5 different businesses.
Yeah.
And, it's word of mouth, a lot of word of mouth. We do a lot of social media advertising. But, they drive by our sign on Carpenter Road. They're like, hey, what's Hoop Guru? What's Swish?
Yeah.
And then they make a phone call and then they give us a shout and we show them exactly what we do.
And tell me how they do that. Is it a phone call, email, text? How do you like people to reach out to you?
Mostly it's phone call or text.
Yeah.
It's super easy. All the businesses come to my cell phone, so I answer it every single time if they call on any one of the 5 businesses. So they're not going to get somebody else. So it's a matter of, we're very customer oriented.
Yeah.
You're going to get the answer you need from me right away.
You're the guy, right? There's not a big team. It's you.
A lot of it's me. There's some people in the background that do a lot of great stuff for us, but in the most part, I'm the front of it. I'm the face of it. So if there's an issue, I'm going to handle it.
Tremendous. So if I'm a parent and I've got kids, you're the man I need to talk to come burn some energy and have some fun, and soon a brewery as well.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. And we hope the community can enjoy what we do.
What's the phone number if someone wanted to reach out?
330-441-2887.
Folks, that's Nelson Schorr, and I'm Brian Lefelock, and thank you very much for being a part of Buzz on Business. We'll be right back.
Said I could play, so any chance to play at all. That's my life. I love music.
Yeah, that's how we do it.